700 Tenere, 2021. I bought last November 10th, and here it is, November 5th, I think it is. Still 2021, but I bought that actually in 20. So, but it's titled as a 21. But anyway, I've had it just about a year. 700 Tenere. It's a good machine. It's one of the better bikes I've ever ridden in my life, and I got no complaints. I've got 7,100 miles on it, almost 7,200. So I've rode 7,200 miles in a year. I figured that ain't bad. Tire still looks pretty decent on it at 7,200 miles. They're Pirelli Scorpions. They do a good job. The chain, I adjusted chain once. You can see there's not much slack in the chain. So it's a little dirty right now, but I like dual sport bikes. Dual sport riding is not for everybody, but I enjoy it. I like it. It's gives you a chance to. Bikes give you a sense of freedom, and the more freedom that bike can give you, the better you feel. The more freedom you feel. This bike here, like I said, it's capable of doing some serious off-road dirt riding. Well, I say serious, I mean, well, there's a guy in Spain. His name is Paul Tarries, and he rides one of these things here like a trials bike. Makes it hop, jump, does amazing things. I take my hat off to him. He do that stuff that I can't do. But I don't do that. But anyway, so this bike is very capable of going anywhere and doing anything that you want it to do, and some things that you might just amaze you. It makes you a better rider because it is so easy to handle and it's comfortable. It has a preload adjustment on the rear. It has a high seat height, but it has a preload adjustment on the rear. And it starts in the middle. You got 10 clicks up and 10 clicks down. I turned mine down 6 clicks to the lower, which made it a little bit softer, which made a world difference on the way it rode on the road. Before it was just a little stiff. You hit a bump, it was just a little, it jar you a little bit. Now it kind of smooths out the bumps because I use this mostly on my road rides because this is my new cruiser. But like I said, I like it because it has capabilities where I can come back here in the backwoods, ride gravel roads, dirt roads, whatever I want. And so this is my road bike as well as my adventure bike. And as far as I'm concerned, this is probably one of the best, if not the best, adventure bike out there. Reason being is 18 rear, 21 front. It has dirt bike suspension. It has dirt bike capabilities, and it does weigh 457 pounds. So if you drop it, it's going to be a chore to pick up. But yet it ain't like some of those 1200s that weighs 600 pounds. So, and most of them are got same size tires in front as rear. I think they're like 17s or something. And this doesn't have any traction control, doesn't have any riding modes. All it has is ABS, which you can turn off, which thank God for that, because ABS, tell you what, this is just my opinion. I don't like ABS. ABS will get you in more trouble than what it's worth. That's just my 2 cents. And I don't like, I like having total control of my bike. I don't want some electronic gadget trying to help me out, because you get to rely on electronics and someday they're going to fail. But anyway, that's just my opinion. But anyway, this is a good bike. It's got, like I said, it's almost 7,200 miles. I did drop I dropped the rear end 6 clicks. It's a preload on the back shock, which made a little bit of difference. It dropped seat height a little bit to where I can stand almost flat-footed on the ground, which is great, which gives you a better sense of security. And I did raise the handlebars an inch, and I wished I went 2 inches, but inch is good. It changed the way I sit on the seat. If you can see the seat, it kind of dips down a little bit. When the rear end was up, it puts you slightly forward, and when the handlebars, before I raise them, put you a lot forward. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't sit that way, okay? So I dropped the rear end, which dropped that down a little bit, and when I raised the handlebars, it let me sit more in a more upright position, and it's great. I love it the way it is now. Didn't change any of the handling characteristics on it. I'm sure if I went out there and did some hard enduro stuff, making that suspension softer, it would make a difference, but I'm not going to do any hard enduro stuff. And that's the thing. You got to know what you're going to do with it and how you're going to set it up to fit you. I've seen a lot of videos out there, and everybody's trying to tell you, you need to do this, you need to do that. You don't need to do none of that. What you need to do is find out what works for you and make your bike your own. Don't make your bike somebody else's. I stand up on that bike. It rides comfortable standing up like that. And you can do what you want, but me, I want to stand up straight. I don't want to be bent over all the time, because you're after about 5 or 6 miles of that, and you're just beat up. You're just wore out, even on smooth pavement. But if I can stand up straight, I can lock my knees, put them against that tank, lock my knees against that tank. I can stand up straight, and I can ride for, hell, 10 miles if I want to. But I don't. But you know, it's just the idea that you got to make the bike your own. Don't worry about what the so-called experts say, unless you're going to do some serious training and some serious drills, get into doing some serious enduros. Everything everybody else is telling you out there is a bunch of crap. Make the bike your own. Ride your own style, okay? Like I said, then if you're going to do something that you're not used to, like some serious off-road and something like this, then there are a lot of good videos out there of good riders that can give you some tips, which would help you in the hard dirt. But the main thing is, just ride it. You'll learn more by just riding it than all the videos you want to watch, because you got to have the experience. But anyway, no, it's been a good bike, and it'll continue to be a good bike. It's not the only bike I ride. I have an XR 650L, which I dearly love, but that's for when I'm not wanting to cruise the highway as much and want to do more and more back roads and country roads. And it weighs 348 pounds. It does have a good ride on the road, and I have dropped it once. It was pretty easy to pick up at 348 pounds versus 100 pounds more, which is what this weighs. And it's just a great little machine. It is a single cylinder. It's a thumper, which I love those thumpers. Oh, and this thing here, smooth. 75, 80 mile an hour down the road, you don't feel no vibrations. You know, it's just, if you do, it's just very, very, very minimal. And this thing here handles like the XR does. It's even though it has a longer wheelbase than the XR, I think it's about 4 or 5 inches longer than the XR as far as wheelbase goes. But it handles well. The corner's good, so I got no complaints with that. But like I said, I got the XR and I got an XT for whenever I just want to get out there and buzz around there and get in places where I probably shouldn't be. I take the XT. So, you know, one bike is great, 2 bikes is better, and 3 bikes is just bliss. You can do what you want. So, you know, but it's all about what you want to do. You ride it, you figure out how you need to ride, figure out what you want to ride and all that kind of stuff, you know, and then buy accordingly. I like dual sports. I love dual sports. So that my choice is easy. And so, you know, that's just something you have to decide for yourself. So anyway, that's enough of that. That's kind of a almost an 8,000 mile review and a 1 year review on this thing here. Like I said, as far as I'm concerned, best bike ever built. And I think it raises the benchmark for everybody else to shoot for, because this bike, if you've got the skill set, will do it all. And I don't know any other bike out there, bar none, that you can say that about, with the exception of the Pirellis do have a new 660 coming out, and it's supposed to be comparable to the Tenere. I myself, I don't like European styling, but that's neither here nor there. So it's whatever you want. But right now, as far as I'm concerned, best bike on the market for everything. Enough of that.